Uh,
Okay.
also, Chandana, yeah, okay, we're recording. Cool.
Yeah,
Good to go.
just start.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so so Dipta says the volume's very soft. Can you hear me now properly? Yeah. Can you all
We,
hear me?
we can hear you, Chandana.
Okay, cool. All right. So, welcome to the first Zoom call for Creating Beyond. Creating Beyond is actually a specialized class that I created about a year back, and I had it approved by Access and by of course, by Gary Douglas and Dane here, the cool guys, and Anita. So good to see you. And for about 7 to 8 months, I was just. Can I make you the host, please, Reshma? Because it like really distracts me. Uh, just a second, okay? I'm just going to make Reshma the host.
मेरे को नहीं जाना भी, तुम्हें शक्ल इतनी खराब है। नहीं मतलब ऐसे फोटो नहीं आ रही ना मेरी।
Okay, I made you the host, Reshma. So if you can please just mute everybody. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so I had it approved about a year back, like I was telling. And strangely enough, what I got was that, I mean, when the class was not ready to be out. You know, when Gary and Dane speak about when you're creating for the future and you go into the wrongness because it's not showing up, it doesn't have an energy to it, and you try really hard to have it show up, and you put so much of energy into it because you're like, you've decided, I've created it, so now it has to actualize, right? And that's pretty much what happened with me about a year back. And that's when I just stopped. I just stopped, and I let the class be for about almost more than a year now. And I was like, yes, it's on my Access profile page. Yes, it's there. But I am not yet asking. I'm not yet creating the class. I don't find the energy really reaching out, and I don't find the class really choosing to reach out. So how many of us have actually Reshma, are you there, honey? I need everyone to be muted, sweetheart. And
Chandana, I'm here, but I'm not sure if you've made me the host because I'm trying to log in through the laptop. There's something really wrong.
okay, so we do have to. Okay, can I please request everyone to mute yourselves? I'm actually doing that right now. Okay, all right. So, how often does that happen with our creations, right? I mean, we create a class, or we create a business, or we create something, whatever, a relationship, or whatever it is. You know, you create it, and it doesn't actualize the way you want it to. You've decided it should, the way you think it will, because in our minds, we've all gone into, we've used our artificial intelligence that we've bought from this reality of defining what creation should look like. And when when it doesn't show up like that, the instant response is to step into the wrongness of what we created. Oh my God, did I do the wrong thing? Or what's wrong with me? Why can't I do it? Why isn't this showing up? And for people who I have shared this, I've been really open about this because this class has always been really close to I won't say to my heart, but yes, I have even spoken to Gary on the COP. I spoke to Dr. Dane in a class, and I said, this class, there's an energy to this class that really is asking to show up. Yet when I tap into the energy of the class, there's something that's not willing to show up, and it's not something that's not willing to actualize. So that was what I was looking into, and I was not being able to get it. You know what that moment when you almost there but you're not there. How many of us have been there with our businesses, right? And it's been so frustrating because you're like, I'm there and yet I'm not there. This was pretty much with the same thing that happened with the class. So that's when I actually realized the magic of asking questions. The same old one, right? Asking questions. So I started to ask questions, and I started to ask questions of my business, well, I'm an Access Consciousness certified facilitator for whoever doesn't know me out there. And I started asking questions of Access Consciousness. I started asking questions of this class that I had created. And what started to show up then was that it probably was asking for a change. So I allowed the class to literally show up the way it wanted to. And about a month back, I began getting, it was like these little, these little fleeting moments of, hey, you need to do this. You know, that little whisper that they talk about? Not even awareness, but that little whisper, but this just goes by your ear. And if you hear it, you've heard it. If not, you missed it. It used to be that fast and that quick. And I was like, what was that? And it was gone. And that's when I began asking questions, and I began asking questions more and more. And well, the class showed up now and it's ready to show up. That's pretty much what we do with business, guys. And the reason I wanted to take you through this was, how many of us go into the wrongness of when something doesn't actualize the way we've decided it has to, and we stop our creation right there? We allow it to die because we've decided it's not actualizing the way we would like it to. So everywhere that we have done that, and everywhere that we are doing that with our creations, including our body, including our relationships, including all those businesses that you started to create your money, to create your name, fame, recognition, can you all please destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Yes, I'm using the Access Consciousness the clearing statement here. And I know a few of you are on who have not done Access before. So just for those people, that's like a it's like a magical wand. When you use it, you clear the energy of whatever is stuck in your life, whatever is stuck in your, whatever's not allowing you to create and actualize what you know is possible. Okay, it works like magic. That's why we call it a magical wand. Okay, so what questions do you have there? What questions do you have, friends, that you would like a little light put on it, or a little bit of some awareness to be, that we can question each other, and we can ask questions of each other and see where that could take you and me.
Chandana, Sindhu has a question.
Yeah, sure. Sindhu?
Sindhu, please unmute yourself. I'm unable to unmute you.
Hello.
Just a second. Hello?
Yeah, hi, Sindhu here.
Yes, Sindhu, just a moment.
Yes. Hi, Sindhu.
Hi. I just joined in, so I'm just kind of listening. I don't have any questions yet.
Okay, cool. I think you had your hand up, which is why Reshma, who's really good at what she does, she's... Thank you, Reshma. I love you, babe. Yeah, so she keeps a tab, okay, of whose hand's going up and who's asking questions.
That was for my participation. So I put my hand up for my participation.
Thank you for being on, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you. Ramya has a question.
Yes, Ramya, darling.
Hi, Chandana.
Hello.
Hi. And thank you for sharing that, because that is something that's been happening to me a lot, even
Right.
when I started doing Access.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, the way I used to deal with it before Access was sort of, okay, we'll just forget about it and do something else and see if it comes back.
Yeah, right. So true. Yeah.
And after Access, what I've been doing is just sort of telling that creation or project, okay, come back when you're ready, and I'll just wait patiently.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there's anything
So,
else.
sweetheart, Ramya, it's great what you're doing. It's fabulous. But I'd like to add something here. Is that what I mean? I can share with you what works for me, and you can see if that works for you too. So, what I generally do is, so when you said I said just forget it and we'll see and you come back. It's almost like, okay, I take my energy out of this creation and I go on to something else, and then maybe that gets created. And if not, to hell with it. It's almost like going with the flow, right? Yeah. Yeah. So when you take your energy out of something, sweetheart, it has to die.
So maybe I can ask, what can I do or be to
Yeah, babe.
actually
Yes, honey. You know it all.
you want me to like call you in a
Absolutely.
different way,
Yes.
or
Yes.
come back when I'm ready? No, not come back. When
It's not really come back when I'm ready, because that's more of a come back to the same situation that you were when you started. Yeah. You'd like to ask it questions like, what can I contribute here to you that can have you show up? That
and
can
how
be a contribution to the world. That can out create everything that we've created together. Right? Well, what I love to share with all of you is, what if you could look at your businesses as a friend, as a partner? What if you stopped talking to your friend? What would happen to your friendship? It's pretty much the same thing that happens with your business, guys. Your business is an entity. Your business requires an energy. It requires you. We generally look at the logistics, the rationality of running a business, right? Like, okay, I have a business, I have to put in money, I have to employ people, I have to have my accountant, and I have to do my taxes, and we look at all that's there in this reality. But we don't look at, what is the business asking for? How does the business really want to show up as? Even to the extent of, what name would the business like? What name would the business like to be called by? So when I started this class, when I wrote this class, the Creating Beyond, it was called Creating Beyond Religion, Ethnicity, and Culture. It's a year and a half old class now. And it had a lot of energy to it. It had a lot of people were loving it, but it wasn't actualizing. And that's when I asked questions of the class, and it wanted the name to be changed. It did not want to show up the way I had decided it had to show up. It wanted to be more free. It wanted to be more irrational. That's when I made it into teleseries and a class and a day class, where we can touch different topics with every class that we do. And now that has an energy of, oh yeah, babe, let's do it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I have fun with you. Let's do it. Let's play. The previous name it was a kind of control that I've had over the name, over the class, which we do with our businesses. I mean, how many of us have named look at a lot of our business families that we have in India, are business families, right? So many of us. And most of our business families, if you see, are named after great-grandfather and grandfather and father and, like Mehta and Sons. Like, really? Is that what the business is? What if the business doesn't want to be called that? How many of our businesses are named on somebody that's dead and gone? That's such a dead energy, guys. Maybe it wants to be a dead energy. Maybe it wants to have the dead man's name still there. But probably it doesn't. You get what I'm saying here? It's about looking at your business and asking questions of your business. And there is no question that's stupid. Every question will create something for your business. Right? Okay, so I think we have did that answer your question, sweetheart?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And again, never ask to go back, never ask to come back. Always ask show up as something different.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Chandana,
Simran, yeah.
question.
Simran, right?
Yes. If
Yes.
our creations have a consciousness of its own, how can we talk to it to ask what kind of a space it is in? And if it's present with us. This is what happens with my book a lot, where I feel the main character isn't on the page for now.
Okay. Yeah, so that's got a lot of questions in there, Simran. I'm going to go step by step, okay? So the first question is that if our creations have a consciousness of its own, how can we talk to it to ask what kind of a space it's in? So, we make it about how do I do this? We make it about, again, the process. There really is no process, sweetheart. It's just about asking a question that resonates, that comes up for you, that's light for you to ask the business at that moment. When you say, how do I ask a question? It's like more of, do I sit cross-legged and do I close my eyes and do I connect? No, you can have a glass of wine in your hand and you can be eating your steak and you can say, hey, business, what can I do for you here? What can I be for you here? It's just that simple. Okay. And you can always ask, is there something that, when we are now, for instance, you've written that beautiful, phenomenal book of yours, which I absolutely love, guys. She's just written this wonderful book. And you're welcome, darling. And so you can always ask your book, ask your book to pull energy. So people find your book. Where have you decided that you have to pull energy for the book and the book can't pull energy for itself?
Wow.
Everything that is, can you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. See, we are all so much in control that we are so much in control of our creations. Every creation, whether it's a book, whether it's a painting, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your kids, we are all so much in control because that's what this reality tells you. If you are not in control, it'll go out of control and you won't be able to handle it. That's one of the biggest misconceptions in business because you really don't want to handle a business. You want to create and generate and institute a business that can keep growing and out-creating itself, right? So wherever you're looking at handling the sales of your business, wherever you're looking at handling who can get the book, who will receive the book, is where you're controlling what the book is actually asking for. Where the book, ask who can find you. Hey book, who can find you? Who's willing to pay for you? Do you get what I'm saying here?
Yes, that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, darling. And if it's present with us, okay, the book is always present with you. Your creations are always present with you. Have you seen a dog? The dog only has you, right? Is he never present with you? He's always present with you. And that's a dog, right? That's the love and the care and the presence the dog has with you. A business, a creation of yours is pretty much the same. It's the same energy. A horse is the same. I mean, right now, Gary's doing this fabulous class, conscious riders, conscious horses, conscious whatever that class is. It sounds so interesting. I'd love to be in that class for at least once, because if nothing else, I'd love to be more present with my creations.
I
It's
read
you.
something. Sorry.
What? Yeah,
I
tell me.
read something very interesting in this book called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, where she
Yeah.
spoke about ideas as, again, living, breathing entities that communicate with us. And
Okay.
she said that what she's found sometimes is that an idea is present with her for a while,
Okay.
and then she spent 2 years working on it, and then she suddenly feels that it's not present with her anymore.
Ah,
And
oh,
what
that's what you're
happened
talking
was,
about.
yes,
Okay.
what happened once with her was the same book that she was working on. Suddenly she opens a laptop and she just thinks it's not there anymore. And a friend of hers wrote the exact same book without them ever discussing.
Yeah.
That's
Yes. So, Simran, that's where you ask. So when you get, okay, so this is a part of the class that the creating beyond with money and business, but I'm going to share this with you because it really seems like it could be a contribution to everyone here. When you create anything, don't just go into it as, oh, this is my creation. Remember, you're a SpongeBob, the same old one?
Yes.
Yeah. So how many people's thoughts, ideas are you picking up thinking that they are yours? How many businesses do you start thinking that they are your ideas, and you put in all your money, on all your energy, and within a month or two somebody else has done the same damn thing, right? And your energy of the business is dead, it's gone, it's finished. That's because it was never yours to start with. So it's not that your business or your book or your anything is not present with you. It's that it was never yours, honey. You are picking it up from somebody else, thinking that it's yours. So you really want to ask first and foremost, is this mine or somebody else's? Okay? And another tool that I love to share with all of you here is past, present, or future. That's a tool I use a lot for my classes. I use a lot and I've taught my husband to do this, my kids to do this, because we are all creative people out here. We are all looking at creations that, whether it could be anything and everything, but not every creation that you are looking to create is for the moment. So when you ask past, present, or future, see what pops up. If it's a past, let it go. Let it go. Okay, it's probably something that you will get to know within a week or 10 days that somebody else has created, or maybe something that you created in some other lifetime. But it's really not important. It's got no energy of creation there. Then if it's present, if you get past, present, or future, and if you get a future, then tell that creation, show me when is the time. Okay? So first you ask, is this mine or is this somebody else's? And then you ask past, present, or future. And then if you get a present, then bang on, go for it. That's how when you create, you will always actualize it. And never, never, never pull out your energy from any creation of yours. Even if you have 100 businesses going on there, guys, every day, put in it's literally like if you have 100 kids, are you going to ignore any? No, right? You're going to have that much of time for each one of them. Because you are that infinite. You can do that. But in this reality, we've told ourselves we can only do one business, not more than that. So tap into each one of them. If not every day, at least every other day, and just ask your business, hey business, what can I be here for you today? Okay, business, how much fun can we have today? Okay, business, how much money can we create today? Okay, business, let's go. And the one that Dane and Gary always say, okay, business, let's go screw up with other people's minds today. They're going to buy your product if you screw up with their minds. Right?
That blew my mind.
Yeah, right? Yes. Yeah. So did that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ritu. Thank you, sweetheart.
Hi, Chandana.
Hi, Kokil.
First of all, I'm in, gratitude for these calls that you do. They're such a contribution. They're a huge.
Thank you for being on, darling. I couldn't have these calls unless you guys were on. I'd be talking to myself and Reshma. Thank you for being on. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This thing about past, present, future. Could you speak a little more about when you say past?
Yeah.
That bit I couldn't really get it.
So past is an energy past is a creation. It's an energy that's come and gone. What are you aware of the past that you're trying to get here, Kokil? That you already know. But you're trying to recreate it by trying to understand it. Everything that is, can you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Sweetheart, what happens with the past is when we pick up thoughts, feelings, and emotions of something that's been created in the past, It could be you're an infinite being, right? You've created so much in the past. As you do more access, and not just access, as you do more, as you step into greater consciousness, whichever way you choose to, you do tap into your creations, whether this lifetime, whether past lifetimes, they seem familiar. You know the deja vu that we talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. And is it really important? No, it's not. It's just like, oh, wow, okay, what can I create now?
Does this apply to relationships also that,
Yes, it does. Absolutely does. Business is a relationship, sweetheart.
yes,
And
yes.
that's how I explained to you. If you're not going to talk to your friend every day, not every day, at least once in a week or once in a month, just to check on your business, on your friend. Hey guys, how you doing? Let's go out for lunch. Let's go out for coffee, or let's just chat and let's do stuff like that. Similarly, you do have to create a relationship with your business. And it's not a relationship that you are creating based on the relational digitization that we have talked about in the previous foundation classes. It's more of creating a communion with your business where you speak to your business every day and you are one with your business wherever you may be. You get that? You can ask what is required of me right now to do and be that can have you show up greater and create greater magic. It's not always that the business has to show up a certain way. It's what can you do and be here too. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like just one thing, when I'm
Sure.
asking questions, I'm just asking questions and then I forget about it. I,
Okay.
I mean, maybe I'm going into my headspace.
So
In
how much all the artificial intelligence that you're using to stop you from choosing, can you destroy and uncreate it all?
yes,
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Artificial intelligence is really something that I have actually been playing a lot with in the past few months, almost 6 months now. And it's bringing me more and more into being present with my choices. So I'd really like you, and especially with business, because it's such a structured form that we all step into once we do business. You're supposed to have a form structure to your business. So it's all about AI. It's all about following AI through your business in this reality.
okay.
Right? So if you start to ask questions like, what have I made so vital, valuable, and real about operating from the AI in my business that has me creating constriction in the growth of my business? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Business is an entity, guys. It's just an entity, and it's just the way every person's body is different. There are no two people who are the same. Similarly, there is no business that wants to be like another. I mean, you have your own copyrights. You are the copyright to your business. You get that?
Chandana, just a question there. So,
Yeah.
when you mean what, I mean, could you just explain what artificial intelligence is over here? Do you mean fixed point of views and reference points that we function from?
So, artificial intelligence is more of everywhere that you've defined something. Okay. You know, we've been talking so much about definitions, so much about AI. What is artificial intelligence? It's about anywhere that you've defined something as. When we define a business, when we create a business, most of us create a business so we can make money, right? I mean, let's just be brutally honest with us here. How many of you really want to just create a business because you really enjoy it? Till you start to do access. And it's like, oh my God, I'm having so much fun. And guess what? Money's coming too.
Yeah.
Right? Now, that's when you are stepping out of the AI, because access is completely undefined. There is no definition. You cannot explain access consciousness to people. There is no definition. I mean, try and explain access consciousness to people. You will screw up with your mind, right? I mean, we've all been there and done that, right? So it's like, how much of yourself, how much of your business are you defining from the AI of this reality that has you constricting it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. So for me, actually, with looking at everything in your reality, everything in your life, right from your body, your money flows, your business, your relationships, your kids, your spouse, your partners, your staff, your parents, your dogs, your cats, everything. What if you can actually be undefined with it all? How much magic could that create? How much magic can you receive then? And what could you create that's never been created before? Because now your business is undefined. You have no conclusion to how it has to show up. Everything that is, and everything that came up with that and went down with that, can we destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Okay. Did that explain it a little, Reshma?
Yes, thank
Awesome.
you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Okay, so any more questions, guys?
Chana, in this class, are we going to go, like there's this thing that we talk about ask, and then it's to actualize, right? Are we going to go in deep, and are there going to be any tools that you're going to
I am very excited. I am so excited I can't begin to tell you, Reshma. It's like, so when I actually said, okay, now I didn't really decide. The class was like, I'm ready to be out. Can you put me out there? And remember, we were talking a couple of days back, and you were like, this class is really poking me all over. It wakes me up in the middle of the night. I mean, I've been getting up at 3:30 in the morning, opening my eyes and creating beyond, like those little bulbs go up, and I'm like, can you let me sleep? So yeah, it's so magical the way it's just created itself, truly, because I have used the tools in this 1 year. I have actually used the tools of Joy of Business 1 and 2. I have used the tools of what I've done with Chutisa Bowman and Steve Bowman and David. And I mean, they're fabulous, right? I've used them. I've seen what it can create to our business, not just mine, with my husband, with my kids. I mean, I share it with even my younger daughter. Because if you're breathing, you're in business, guys. You're in the business of living. How would you like your living to be? Like a pauper or like a millionaire? That's business. What are you choosing? How are you going to choose? What are you going to choose now? That can actualize. If you're choosing to be a pauper, cool. If you're choosing to be a millionaire, what are you choosing? You get that? And it's been so phenomenal because every time that I use these tools, and I would be like, oh my God, this really works. This stuff really works. And that's how it actually came up. And what is the purpose of business? I mean, we all look at it as purpose of business is to create money. And then we also say, I am money because I am energy and money is energy. So I am money. Yet we say, I have to do business so I can create money. And that's the conflictual reality that this class will take you out of. So that's the place, that's the area that we go through. We discuss the conflictual reality and the contextual reality that we have, which is the AI and the definitions of what business is. So it's completely irrational, guys. It's totally crazy. And oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Ritu. But you can please go ahead and ask your question again. Maybe it can show up something. Maybe something different can show up. Hansni, darling, I've spoken about AI, it's the artificial intelligence, and I did explain it. Once you get the replay, you can hear it again. Okay? It's more, it's about the definitions.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Chandana.
Hi, Ritu. Good to see you, sweetheart.
It's good to see you. First of all, I want to acknowledge the change I've seen in you.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
beyond words. The change itself is an invitation to
Oh,
access.
I love you, sweetheart. We started out together, right? You in
I
Bangalore, me in Delhi.
absolutely.
Yes, yes,
So I think words are not required for any, to get people to access. But if anybody can see and feel the energy of your growth, then I guess
Oh,
they are already choosing to be a part of access.
thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ritu. Thanks,
Okay.
darling.
So the
And
question, what?
before, sorry, just before you go to
Yeah,
your
yeah.
question, I want to say something here. What you just said, the change, that's what we do in business, right? And I was talking about the purpose of business. The purpose of business is to create a change in your reality and to be the catalyst of change for people around you. That
So
is
that
the only purpose of business.
so that's what. So when you're talking about business, Chandana,
Yeah,
so what energy, actually, what awareness I am getting is like that. Is like you just said it while answering the question before. So my business is actually to be in communion with my body, my everything which is around me.
right.
So I was like wondering what exactly, I mean, when we are saying business, are we defining, or is it everything which is including us?
So everything that business means to you and
Okay.
doesn't mean to you, can we destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online shots, boys and beyonds. When we give significance to that, darling, is when we limit our receiving from that. So, what if business is what it means to you and what it doesn't mean to you? What if business is living? What does living mean to you? Right? Living includes everything, right? It includes you, it includes your body, it includes your relationships, it includes money, it includes creations, and a lot more. Right? So, yes, this class, like I said, it's a 1-day class, 1.5-day class, and it's also in the form of tele series, 4 tele series, 1.5 hour each. And what we actually do in this is I have no manual for this. I did write a manual, but then I'm not using the manual because that is again somewhere defining it as business. You know what I mean? And thank you for that question, because that I'm using the manual just to know where we can go if required. Otherwise, we are just going to follow the energy of the class.
So that's great. That's a great invitation,
Thank
Chandana.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you, darling.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
that.
sweetheart. Thank you.
So we begin on the 23rd of September. Is that
Yes.
right? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
20.
You are bang on, woman. I love you. I don't know what I would do without you.
Thank you.
We are on the 23rd of
And
September.
I mean, you all must have just got a glimpse of what it's going to create in your life, regardless of if you have a business or not. So, like Chandana said, if you're breathing, you're in business. So, if you'd like to create a life beyond your imagination, join us on the 23rd of September.
Yes.
I am so looking forward to this.
So am I. So am I. Yes.
And like Ritu said, I'd just like to acknowledge Chandana. I've known her for a very long time, but I think we connected a year back. And I don't remember who she was a year back anymore. I don't
remember what I was, honey.
Yeah, so if Chandana can create that in her life,
Yes.
and she being an infinite being and all of us being infinite beings,
Yes.
we can certainly create that in our life. So much.
And yes. And where have we limited that creation, right? What if it's like you just keep creating and keep creating and keep creating and out creating?
Yeah.
And as easily as just by asking bloody questions, like, really? Like, is it supposed to be that easy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ramya says, funnily, business used to be a bad word in my world earlier.
I know, Ramya. Purpose of business is to create change in my, yes. Oh, I like it. I'm choosing to be a businesswoman. Oh, yeah, baby, you are. You're choosing to be a business infinite being. And funnily, yes. So, this again, what you said is business used to be a bad word in my world earlier. How many people have that similar outlook towards business? And that's one of the greatest contextual realities that we step into when we start to create a business. So everywhere that all the reference points that you've kept alive to the contextual reality of what business is, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, cutthroat, whatever, can you please just draw and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online shots, boys and beyonds. You're
Thank
welcome, Leena. You're welcome, sweetheart, also. And yeah, Ramya, so now business infinite being?
Yes. And
Yeah, woman, lovely. I love it.
a lot of keys, because ironically, I teach in a business school.
Oh, wow.
Very suffocating, but this is
Yes,
expansive.
it is, right? Yeah. So
And
what if business is just to create a greater change in your reality?
yeah.
And what if money's only purpose is for you to have ease with the change? That's it. Money is just, this class will take you through a lot of money shifts, lot of business shifts. And I wonder what else is possible. So yeah, the price of the class and the call is, how much was it, Reshma? 17,000 with global pricing.
Yes.
That works out to be 11,000 rupees for 4 calls or for 1.5 days, whatever.
Yes.
And we have one happening, I think, in Nagpur. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think we're looking
yet
at
to look
dates.
at the dates.
Yeah. But of course, the telecall is coming up. So if anybody wants to be on the telecall, which is going to be on Zoom, 1.5 hours, pretty much like what we are doing right now, but only it's going to be longer. And
Yes.
feel free to get in touch with one of us and let's change our business and financial reality. Right?
Yay! What else is possible?
Oh, what else is possible indeed? How much fun can we have?
Yeah.
Chandana,
Okay, yeah.
Chandana, I have a question about the title of the class, The Beyond. Does this have anything to do with the beyond that we refer to in Access, creating the beyonds and the beyond?
Thank you for asking that. I was wondering, किसी ने पूछा नहीं अभी तक, what happened? Yes. No, it does not have anything to do with that. But it is in a way, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. So when creating beyond showed up, for me too, it did show up. What if people look at it as creating a beyond? But it's not creating a beyond, right? It's creating beyond with money and business. The next one will probably be whenever creating beyond with relationships. And, it'll just take us through different topics. But this one, yeah, it's about creating beyond what you've decided, what you've concluded is your business. Right? You're welcome, Angad. Thank you for being on. Awesome. So let's touch base now whenever we meet next. Yeah.
Yes. And thank you so much for joining us, all of you. It was
Thank you, guys.
really contributive.
And Reshma, sweetheart, you'll send out
I will put it on YouTube.
Awesome. Thank you. And probably just put the link out for whoever wants to have it. Yeah. Thanks, babe. Okay, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.